Thought I'd start off with a nice overview of VACTERL, the cause of VACTERL Association.
Hey, hopefully I'm doing this right. I've never stitched a video before. But if I'm doing this right, go check out the video. She describes what VACTERL is. I was born with VACTERL Association. So I'll sum up my story. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, was working at a glass factory and working in a chicken coop, apparently, and there was like lead falling down, and it was falling into the water that she was drinking, and it was a disaster. Obviously, I heard all this from my mom and dad. So, I was born in 89, February of 89. So this was in 88, and they knew at the time that lead was bad, but they just tested their employees' lead levels once a year, I remember being told. At any rate, my mom got tested, her lead and mine, when she was like 2 or 3 months pregnant with me. And ours lead levels were very high. Like something about hers in the 60s and mine in the 90s or something. I don't know what any of that means, other than our lead levels were very high. And somebody was surprised that my mom was even still like walking around saying she should have been a vegetable. And that me, because I wasn't even born yet, I was barely conceived, I should have been a miscarriage. Our lead levels, the doctors told her to quit working there, or she was definitely going to lose me. And she did want me, so she quit working there, and I was born. And even though it was the 80s, and I guess they couldn't really tell squat what was going to be wrong with me from whatever the ultrasounds looked like, they knew I was going to come out with issues. They knew lead poisoning, well, duh, there's going to be issues. They just couldn't tell what. So they checked me all out when I was born, found out I had VACTERL, which at the time was called Vater syndrome, which I eventually learned is now called VACTERL Association. And yeah, so in my case, they actually do know why I have VACTERL Association. Usually they don't. It's just random. But lead poisoning causes issues. VACTERL is a whole bunch of issues in a nutshell. And here I am. And a lot of what I have lines up perfectly with those first few months of fetal development. First thing you're supposed to develop, an anus. I was not born with an anus. Imperforate anus. Are you allowed to say that on TikTok? I don't know, but that's my actual medical condition. So, an imperforate anus in and of itself can happen by itself. Which if it does, then you don't have VACTERL, you just have imperforate anus. That's 1 in 5,000 people. But imperforate anus is very common with VACTERL. I don't know how common. But it is something a lot have. But as she had mentioned, there's VACTERLS. That's like, what, 8 letters? Yeah. It's 8 letters now. You only need 3 to count. And so therefore some don't actually have imperforate anus and may still have VACTERL. I do have the A. I have 5 of the letters, V, A, C, R, and L. Though I feel really weird saying the L because it's so damn minor. That's my hand, which I've already mentioned in a recent video, actually. So, the A being my most severe issue, if you ask my opinion. Though the V, vertebrae, which is my back, has been driving me up a wall lately, too. So, yeah. That's, in my case, they do know why I have VACTERL. And I said I have 5 letters. She said a fun fact with height, a lot of people with VACTERL are short. It's not a given. It is very common, though. I'm 5'5". I am AFAB. I am a trans man. And I am currently actually I'm 11 months on T. So I'm in the middle of second puberty. So that explains why I'm 5'5". Perfectly average when you consider everything I just said. Even though I'm also a short man. But that's because I'm a short trans man. So there you go. I'm not short, I'm just average. Depending on how you look at it. That's my VACTERL story. I know it's weird. My mom calls me her miracle baby. So, yeah. And I get freaked out anytime lead poisoning or lead is mentioned. Does that count as medical trauma or PTSD or something? Because it literally freaks me out every fucking time.